Shalom from Jerusalem, I'm Shani Ferguson, and we are just a couple days after the war. Everything is back to normal, all our traffic jams, all the mess that we're used to, the beautiful mess that is Israel. In the meantime, in the news, where is Khamenei? Nobody knows. But the question is, will his absence create a vacuum of power in which someone else will try to step in? And that is that shaky place that everyone has the big question mark about it, because realistically, Iran isn't going to have some sort of revolution overnight. But at the same time, Khamenei is old and they've been considering replacing him for some time. So we'll see where that goes. The strangest news that I got in the middle of the night was that Trump was telling Israel we needed to drop the case against him. The reason this is so weird is because it's one thing for another country to help its ally in a war. It's completely different for them to now stick their fingers into domestic issues. A lot of people don't know there is a case against Netanyahu. It's something that's been going on for years. I heard Sean Hannity last night being like, it's so ungrateful that, Netanyahu would do this amazing thing in Iran and that Israel would then the next day have him in court. So let me explain a couple things. First of all, we're a nation of laws. This court case has been going on for years. And to say that now because you did something legitimately amazing, it will go down in Toldot Israel, the history books of Israel, that operation war in Iran was wow, okay? That doesn't change the fact that the same person that was in power, Netanyahu, when we went to Iran, was also in power during October 7th. Meaning you can't say that because you did something amazing, your entire past is erased. There are responsibilities to be held. And even before October 7th, Netanyahu had these court cases going because of things that were questionable. So you go through a process. If he's innocent, he's innocent. If he's not, we address it. But you don't get to erase your entire past. But we definitely can't have another country now dictating how Israel's judicial system does things. That is a nasty can of worms, and it's unnecessary. If Netanyahu is innocent, he will be found innocent. Israel's justice system is very thorough, and our prayer this entire time has been that if Netanyahu is innocent, that he will be found, he will be found innocent. And that is what we've been praying this entire time. If Netanyahu is innocent, then he really should be found innocent. One of the issues that we brought up before is the fact that Netanyahu had these cases against him made it very difficult for him to lead a country. So you don't say, okay, well, you know what, we're going to let him run and we're going to let him be prime minister because he hasn't been convicted of anything. And then once he becomes prime minister, say, oh, because he's prime minister, then we shouldn't have these court cases anymore. So I'm not sure exactly where Trump is going with this, but it's a very slippery slope. And the big question that's being asked in Israel today is, did Netanyahu agree to stop the war in Iran in exchange for Trump now pushing to drop his case? Because ironically, the case was just about that Netanyahu made political decisions for personal benefit. Now again, he may be innocent of all these, but perhaps because the case is specifically about that tendency, that it makes everyone question today Netanyahu's decisions. And that is not good for a country that needs something to unite behind. One unique thing that came out of this very short war was the advice that was given to parents. They said, guys, watch your eyes. Your children are looking at your eyes, and if your eyes are full of fear, they're going to be scared. If your eyes are calm, they're going to be calm. And so parents really went all out during this war to keep the children entertained, not listening to the news, really kind of make it this fun experience. You had tons of Israelis that were going into bomb shelters, public community bomb shelters, and meeting neighbors and just people that were randomly on the street in that moment. And so interestingly enough, when the kids came back to kindergarten, they were saying that they actually missed that time, not because they wanted the war, but like how children explain, they're like, no, we really loved the time in the bomb shelter because our parents were there and there was music and we got to play with all the neighbors' dogs and eat junk food and have slumber parties. And so I'm really, really proud of families in Israel that were able to turn this experience, which could have been very stressful and traumatic, and definitely there were buildings and homes destroyed, and the kids' experience was family. The kids' experience was to be embraced and to see their parents focused on them and focused on the community. And so when you ask who won the war, in Iran they say Iran did, in Israel we say Israel did. But ultimately, if building healthy families is what we're here for, Israeli families won this round. Until next time, I'm Shani Ferguson.